Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Degenerates Corner. I am Garrett from Iowa with my co-host XFL Jim, and we're just here to talk some shit.
You're damn right we are. We're just shooting the shit. It's been a while, buddy. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been in between holidays and whatnot going on. It's been about 3 weeks, I think. So, but I always hit a little bit of a lull about the second, third week of December, just especially when the Bears aren't good.
Once bowl season's really underway and all you really have is the NFL.
Like that kind of in between where like you aren't into the big bowls yet, but the regular season's done for college.
Not to mention, like on top of it though, college like already takes like a 2 to 3 week break from the end of conference championship till bowl season. So you're already on like,
yeah.
I've always thought that was really dumb. Even if you don't expand the playoffs, just move up the bowls, just because like the casual fans at the very least, they're in a college football mindset in November. So then why not just keep college football going? You're giving up the month of December basically.
Yeah, I mean, and why don't you just like have Saturday bowls all month? Just have 3 bowls a Saturday all month instead of just having them all crammed into this week where you have to have like 3 TVs if you want to watch every bowl game.
Or even just add more bowls. I'd even be okay with that. Add more bowls.
That would work too. I mean, I'm not necessarily opposed to having 3 TVs to watch the bowl games. I mean, I have 4 TVs in my something like that. I'm not even sure how many. That's where I'm at with
when
TVs.
I eventually get my new computer, I'm gonna have like a 4-screen setup just for watching football.
I'll be all right. That's the one thing that's on my wish list. I'm redneck rich, so I have a tax-free fund list.
I'm about to be degen rich, maybe eventually. Who fucking knows? I'm gonna hit something big. I'm gonna get a new computer.
I keep trying. Shit, I'm in an online gambling chat deal. Shout out Unwrapped. This isn't theirs, but I'm in that one too, and they're good too. But anyway, yeah, and we do a poll every week and put together 16, a full slate NFL parlay, and it's just been so.
It's been close. It was close. What was it, like week 6 or something? You were like 1 or 2 games away, dude. That was fucking awesome.
No, that was last year, and that was my own.
I thought one this time on your own. You were also super close. Or was that college?
Oh yeah, that was college. I've hit 4 out of 5, and I was doing 5-game parlays all college.
That's
season.
right.
I hit 4 out of 5 like 6 fucking times. It was just absolutely ridiculous. Louisville fucked me in the middle of the year when they were hot.
Well, they got what they deserved in bowl season.
Yeah, that is true. But Louisville, like nobody could touch them for a stretch. They were just beating everybody, and then I can't remember who it was, but it was somebody they should have beat and just shit the bed. But that's gambling for you. It's always fun.
Damn right it is.
People give me shit about the parlays, and I tell them, you play parlays for fun. You make your money on single game and stat bets. That's how it works. The parlays are fun.
The parlays are strictly for they're like going to the gas station. You get like a little scratch ticket just for funsies.
Yeah, well, I'd say a little bit better odds than that, but still.
Oh,
yeah,
they're way better odds. They're way better odds,
idea.
but it scratches the same itch.
Yes, exactly. It's fun. That's the idea behind parlays. Now, before we get too far into it, as always, we are presented by the Unwrapped Sports Network. Shout out Unwrapped Sports. And check them out with the merch at teespring.com/store/unwrapped and head on over to patreon.com/unwrappedsports. Sign up for the Patreon. Get into the gambling Discord. Picks are going out all the time. I personally have slowed down because like I said, I hit a lull in December. I'm coming back out of it though. But there is a ton of NBA stuff in there. If you want to make money on the NBA, get in that chat and don't listen to me. I know jack shit about the NBA.
You get into that chat and you take those bets, you take them over to mybookie.ag and make sure you use promo code USN100 for a 100% deposit bonus. Get your money up, folks. Go to MyBookie, get your money up. You get a 100% deposit bonus. That means you just get, basically, you put $100 in, you get $100. It's fucking awesome. You're winning before you even make your first bet. It's great.
I am a big fan of winning, and I am a big fan of free money.
Same, honestly. I love me some free money. That's why I love this time of year, because I feel like Christmas bonuses and shit are just like free money. I immediately took my Christmas bonus and bet it on Central Michigan in the Sun Bowl.
Nice.
It was fucking awesome.
You got to love it when stuff works out.
Yeah, I got like a $400 Christmas bonus from my job, and then I was just like, well, I'm going to bet on Central Michigan anyway. Now that they're in the Sun Bowl against a team like Washington State, they were plus 220, and I was like, fuck yeah.
Dude, that's where it's at. It
was
the
fucking
bowl
awesome.
week. The bowl week really sucked for me because I spent a week in Texas. I left Christmas Day, came back. We left Christmas Day, got to Texas the day after Christmas because it's a 16-hour drive, and then left the afternoon of the 2nd and got back to Iowa about 4:00 in the morning on Monday the 3rd. So I was putting that all together and everything. I'm like, yeah, man, bowl week's coming up. We're going to put some bets in. We're going to make us some money. And I drove down to Texas and watched the NFL on Sunday. And then Monday, I pulled open my gambling app, and I'm like, all right, let's see what we got going this week. And I can't remember which bowl it was, but I looked at one. It might have even been no, it wasn't Central Michigan. I can't remember. Anyway, there was one. It was like a plus 180. And I'm like, man, I think they're going to win. I'm going to throw some money on that. And I hit it and asked me how much. And I said, go. And they're like, can't place bets because your GPS location shows you are not in Iowa.
You're in Texas. And not only are you not in Iowa, but Texas doesn't allow sports wagering.
Yeah. And even the states, I don't know how it is in Nebraska, but are you legal in Nebraska?
No, I mean, technically, yes, but we're not like mobile legal.
Okay.
So like once the casinos are built, you could bet in the casinos, and then I think maybe a year after that they're gonna or months after that they're gonna introduce mobile betting.
Gotcha. Because in Iowa you can do the mobile, but you have to drive to the casino to set up your account.
Yeah, that's what I think. A lot of new states are doing it like that, where you have to set up your account in the casino. I think Illinois is doing that too. And then once you're done doing that, then you're all set.
Yeah, but then you have to have GPS you have to have your location services turned on, and you can't bet outside of the state of Iowa.
That's a weird one. The fact that you can't bet outside Iowa. I feel like you should be able to bet in any state that has legal mobile sports betting. Like you should be able to go to Illinois and still bet, or you should be able to go to like Pennsylvania and bet.
Well, I can. I just have to go to a different book.
Yeah, that's the dumb part to me because
and I have to go to a casino in Illinois and verify my ID.
That's the dumb part to me.
Yeah.
It's like, because you're already verified and it's all run through like all these casinos, like DraftKings Sportsbook, they're in every single fucking like state, basically. That's all the same overarching like casino. It's all like DraftKings, FanDuel, William and Mary, like William Hill, like Penn. It's all the same. There's like 10 different sports books. I feel like once you're just partnered with one, you're good.
Yeah.
You should be at least. It's America, damn it.
Freedom. We need more freedom.
Always
need more freedom. I was going to make a joke, but I'm going to pass because it dives.
Can I say
it
something?
Dives into subjects that we don't.
I got to say something though, because you were mentioning you were in Texas. This is a side note. The Houston Gamblers of the USFL are called the Houston Gamblers, but gambling isn't legal in Texas. What's up with that?
That's a very good question.
What's up with that, folks?
I'll email my boy Chad Prather and tell him to fix that once he's governor. He's running for governor of Texas.
Okay.
So we don't really talk politics, but I love Chad Prather and I've talked to him before. So I'll send him a message for you.
Okay. I appreciate that.
If I talked to him, I mean, I sent him a message and I got a thank you for your input email back. So I don't know if that really qualifies, but it's better than what I get from other places. So anyway, moving on. College football playoff. Is this the shittiest playoff?
No, it's not. I mean, the playoffs have generally, I'd say more often than not, the semifinal. If you're just talking about like the championship game, it's kind of shitty. I would probably argue 2011 was maybe a little bit shittier, but the fact that like you can't be too upset because they did play the semifinal games. They did play Michigan and Cincinnati. And like there was a chance for those teams, but like the semifinals are generally blowouts. It's just kind of what they've become. There's been what, two exciting college football semifinals since the fucking advent of the playoffs, like Alabama Clemson that one year, and then Oklahoma Georgia in 2017 in the Rose Bowl.
Well, it was Ohio State Clemson
last year, but that was last year. Ohio State Clemson played, but it was a blowout. Like Ohio State blew them out, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right. I thought it was the other way. Wasn't it Clemson LSU in the championship? Jesus fuck my.
Well, Clemson LSU in 2019, Clemson got blown the fuck out. Oh, that year, yeah, that year, 2019, Ohio State Clemson.
There we go. I'm just a year off.
Yes, that was a good one because LSU played Oklahoma, Ohio State played Clemson. That was a very exciting one. So 2019, Clemson, Ohio State. 2017, Oklahoma, Georgia, and then I want to say like maybe it was also 2017, Clemson, Alabama. That was, I think, like 2017 had a pretty good run because that Georgia Alabama game in 2017 was fucking awesome.
Yeah. I mean, this is a question that pains my soul because you know where I stand on the issue of playoff expansion, but is the playoff expansion not going to fix this?
I mean, it won't. I don't assume it'll fix blowouts, but I think it will add more interesting games. Like, I think college football is a weird sport where you always are going to have 1 to 2 teams that are just kind of like head and shoulders above everyone else. Like, in my opinion, as long as Nick Saban's at Alabama, they're going to be like a top 2 fucking team. That's just what they do. These teams, Georgia, Alabama, they just have so much fucking talent. Like the fact that like Alabama has NFL players as backups, it's just not fair. It's an unfair sport, and that's fine. But what the playoffs would do, like if you expand even just to 12 teams, that would just create more interesting games, in my opinion. And then you still have the chance of upsets. Like you do have the chance of upsets at any level.
Yeah. Let's see here. Final rankings.
I'm looking up the final rankings right now. So like, here's if you do a 12-team playoff. This is the AP. So let me do the final college football playoff rankings. Those are the only ones that matter.
Yeah, because you had Alabama, Michigan, Georgia, Cincinnati, correct?
Yes. So those are your top 4. I have them right here. So if you did if no team gets a bye, but like the top team needs to get like at home at like home field advantage, you'd have had Alabama versus Pitt in the first round. I think that's kind of a fun game because that would be Kenny Pickett Pitt.
Yeah.
Michigan, Utah. That would have been a fucking fun game.
Yeah.
Georgia, Michigan State. I think Georgia would dominate Michigan State.
Yeah, that would not have been a fun game.
Cincinnati, Oklahoma State.
That would have been a very fun game.
That would have been really good. Notre Dame, Ole Miss. I think that could have been a fun game. And then Ohio State, Baylor.
I think that would have been a fun game.
I think that just like you get your blowouts, but I think that creates more exciting matchups. That creates more interesting games, which is what I think you want in a postseason, right? At the very least, you want exciting games. Like I still think you'd probably end up in that scenario. You'd still probably end up Alabama, Georgia. Like maybe Georgia gets maybe they have to play Ohio State and they get upset by Ohio State or something like that. Maybe something happens, but you still probably get I still think Alabama and Georgia are the 2 best teams, but there's more exciting games, more important games on the road to get to the championship game. Because at that point, if you're just going to say Alabama, Georgia, just fucking scrap the playoffs, just have them play like they did with the BCS and then just fuck everything else.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it was frustrating, and I'm not going to say that Georgia doesn't deserve it because both of us have said multiple times that Georgia was the best team in the NCAA this year.
They looked great.
Yeah, I think when they shit the bed against Alabama in the championship game, that should cost them a playoff spot.
As it sits now, yes. If it was like a 12-team league, then no, it would have. I think it would have been fine.
But if you're
like
only
as it
going
sits
four,
now, definitely.
Yeah, I mean that I think that should have cost them a playoff spot, and because you have to put up. I mean, for me, it's just the equivalent of. I mean, I can't remember. They do what do they do? 8 spots in the NFL now, or 7? 7.
I think they do. Do they do 8?
7 because number 1 seed gets a bye.
That's right.
So they do 7. So like just right now in the AFC, Titans are on top, and the Chargers are the lowest team on the AFC side. So
the Chargers right now, they're the lowest team on the AFC.
So Chargers, like, to me, putting Georgia in after they lost the championship game would be like if the Chargers knocked off the Titans in round 1 of the playoff, and then you get to the championship round, and you're like, well, whoever's on the other side isn't as good as the Titans, so we're going to put the Titans in.
Yeah, you're just going to put the Titans back in?
Yeah, we're just going to put the Titans back in. Even though they lost first round, we're just going to put them back in.
That's the benefit of having like an actual – that's the benefit of having an actual playoff.
Yeah, that would be like to get there.
That would be like if the Raiders end up beating the Chargers, and then the NFL's like, well, the Chargers are the better team anyway. Like throughout the season, they were the better team, so put them in.
Yeah,
like anyway.
Yeah, that's
because then you're just like, well, the regular season just didn't matter.
Yeah,
like that conference championship game overall didn't matter.
No, it didn't. I guess. I mean, maybe you could say that Notre Dame would have got in if Georgia won. But even then, true. You run into Cincinnati already beat Notre Dame, so why put them back in? Although that was at the beginning of the year, so that at least makes more sense than them beating them in the championship game. But
I just want a real playoff. That's what I want. That's all that I want.
Give us a real playoff, and we aren't sitting here having these talks.
Did you see the odds for the national championship game, by the way?
Let's see here. Alabama is plus 125, and the spread is 3 points.
Yep. So I put a bunch of money on Alabama already.
No shit. You think they're gonna do it again?
I think so. I think Mechie being out is a liability, but I think this is the first time I'm going to gamble with my head, and I'm going to use the opportunity to live bet when Alabama goes up 7-0 to live bet Georgia money line, and I'm just going to put myself in a winning scenario. I hope.
Yeah, I'd be tempted to hammer on Georgia -3.
Really? There is like 2 competing things going on here. Like Georgia usually chokes and crumbles in high pressure scenarios, but Nick Saban has also never won back-to-back national championships.
Well, the other thing, and pull on the tinfoil hat deal a little bit here, but the SEC championship game only mattered because Alabama won. And we both know that Alabama's a dirty program. Georgia's a dirty program. They're all dirty. And I'm not saying just the SEC, just around Ohio State too. You know, pick the program. They pay people. They're dirty. And SEC is probably the dirtiest conference overall. And Alabama winning put 2 SEC teams in the top 4.
Yep. I mean, they were already in the top 4, weren't they? Or were they 5?
Well, but if Alabama would have lost, they would have been out.
True.
So by Alabama winning, that gives the SEC 2 teams in the top 4, and ESPN can keep saying that they're the best conference in the country.
I would say Alabama and Georgia are the 2 best programs in the country this year. I wouldn't say the SEC is the best conference. I would still probably say that the SEC West is one of the top 2 or 3 divisions. The SEC East is a fucking travesty of a division. They have Georgia and then Kentucky, and then everyone else in that division is fucking hog shit.
Yeah, that's about right.
Like,
yeah, I mean,
that's coming
I
from someone
love
I'm
watching
actually
the SEC West because you watch people meltdown about the fact that like what A&M goes 7-5,
9-4.
9-4. Yeah,
Yeah,
A&M went
because
9-4, and they
it's
murdered Alabama.
because the
And it's like,
hilarity
welcome to
in that
Big Ten football.
the hilarity in that to me is that fucking Jimbo, his record in his first season, like 4 seasons, he's 4 years now at Texas A&M, has the exact same record as Kevin Sumlin did.
That's wild.
But the SEC West, to me, like SEC West is probably top 2, top 3, easily top 3, but probably top 2 division in college football. SEC East is hog shit in Georgia and Kentucky this year. And that's coming from someone who I'm like high on South Carolina for next year. I think South Carolina is going to be a very interesting team next year. And I just like this year, they were just not good. They didn't have a quarterback. They were terrible. Missouri was absolutely ass. Vanderbilt needs no explanation. Florida had a fucking meltdown. Florida fucking stinks.
Who would have thought that coming? But yeah, I know. And it's just the SEC. What happened in the SEC West this year kind of reminded me a lot of Big Ten football. And it's like, this is what happens in the Big Ten West every year. There isn't one team headed, because even Alabama wasn't head and shoulders above anybody else. I mean, they lost A&M. They almost got beat by Mississippi State. They barely beat Auburn's backup quarterback.
They Arkansas played them tough too.
Yeah, and Arkansas. Thank you. I knew I was forgetting one, but yeah, and that's what happens in the Big Ten a lot. You got these teams that they're all close, and they beat up on each other all year.
I think the main thing is that the best teams, like the top teams in the SEC, are like the top teams in the country. Like the top teams in the Big Ten, like obviously Michigan was a top 4 team, and people always have the mentality that Ohio State's a top team. But those are also like the Big Ten has the luxury / liability that the best teams in the conference are all on the same side of the division. Like they're all in the East. Like I'm not gonna like Iowa's a good team. Iowa's solid. Wisconsin's solid. But like year in and year out, it's Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, and even Michigan State. Those are usually your top like 2 or like top, like they're 4 of your top 5 teams in the conference usually, and they're all in the same division.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you top 3. Michigan State is, I think, a little bit more up and down than you're giving.
They have been for. Like since like 2016 or 2015 or whatever like that. But like the first half of the decade, they were a fucking great team.
And they still haven't got the taste of Marvin McNutt out of their mouth.
That's true. That's true.
Got to throw shots in there when you can. But no, they need to expand the playoff and at least make the playoff interesting. The Cincinnati game didn't really surprise me.
Their defense really stood out to me. Cincinnati has a fucking good defense.
Yeah, and
their offense just could do nothing.
Yeah, and they stayed in it. I mean, they weren't ever really in a position to win it, but they didn't get blown out, which is about what I expected.
I think it's a testament to Cincinnati's defense, like how fucking good that defense is and how much they can step up, because their offense was doing nothing. Desmond Ridder could do nothing against this Alabama team.
And in the Michigan game, I quit watching like halfway through the second quarter.
Yeah, Harbaugh used up all his good juju on the year, beating Ohio State and winning the Big Ten. He didn't have any. I just think that I kind of bought into Michigan a little bit too much. It turns out that Michigan and Georgia both want to play the same style of football, and Georgia just has way more dudes.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, that was just it. Georgia outplayed Michigan at Michigan, playing Michigan football.
Yeah, they play like the same style of football. Georgia's just way better.
Yep. It's basically the same thing Michigan did to Iowa in the Big Ten championship game. Michigan beat Iowa playing Iowa football.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about Iowa's bowl game? Because I have like some thoughts on it. I have like 2 thoughts on it. But I want to know your opinion too.
I'm okay with it. It was just what's been our problem in every loss this year is that our offense could not do enough to allow our defense to win the game.
That's fair. And
It-
I
that,
hope one of
that's
my
been that's been the problem all year. Our defense has been stellar.
I'm gonna hope that Brian isn't listening. My friend Brian, he's a huge Kentucky fan from this, and not to take anything away from Kentucky, but I think Iowa lost that bowl more than Kentucky won it,
Oh
based
yeah,
off of
100%.
one. I've never seen one decision. Kirk Ferentz's decision to punt at the end of that game, to elect to punt instead of go for it, not trusting your offensive line, not trusting a fullback or a running back. It's the ultimate Kirk Ferentz move, in my opinion. He's gonna play the safe game, trust your defense, and punt it. That's a safe, classic Kirk Ferentz move. But as soon as he did it, I knew Iowa was gonna lose. As soon as he made that decision, I fucking knew that Kentucky was gonna march down, score, and win the game.
Any other year I'd be a lot more upset about that, but about that call. But this year, I mean, I this was pre-podcast days and whatnot, but Iowa played Ohio State at Ohio State, and Ricky and our starting quarterback got hurt in the first quarter, and Ricky Stanzi came in, freshman, and played the game of his life and threw for like 350 yards and was like 88% completion rate or some shit. And we got the ball back with 58 seconds left on our own 30, and the game was tied in Ohio State, at the Horseshoe. Iowa was tied with a freshman quarterback that had to come in due to injury.
Sheesh.
And he kneeled it and took it to overtime. And I was just livid because it's like you have a quarterback that honestly, like right now, he is the best quarterback Iowa's had in 15 fucking years. He's not going to be over the season, but this game, he is
the best.
Conscious. He does not know what he's doing. He's throwing the ball the wrong way, and a guy is catching it for 30 yards. Like it just, and you're gonna kneel it because, yeah. Let's go to overtime where if Ohio State wins the coin toss, they win the game. And I was irate, but this one, I mean, it's a 50-50. I mean, do you give the ball to your offense and hope and pray? And also, we didn't have Goodson. Goodson declared for the draft, didn't play in the bowl, which was our number one running back.
Yeah, but you guys are like the king of quarterback sneaks.
Yeah, I know. That's why I say it's like 50-50. Like, but this was a subpar Iowa offense. I'm not saying it's subpar.
That's fair.
NCAA offense. I mean, for Iowa, this was a subpar offense.
That's fair and all, but man, I'd rather go down swinging, like trusting your offensive line like that, than I would like letting them just punting and just letting them. I don't know, man.
How many? Well, we have 7 sacks that game.
You did, but you didn't account for a non-Nebraska Wandale Robinson coming in and slamming his nuts all over Iowa. Did you? I looked it up. Someone tweeted it after the game. He like quadrupled his stats against Iowa in one game at Kentucky than his 2 games against Iowa at Nebraska, mainly because, and I quote myself here, at Kentucky, he's a receiver or a gadget all-around player. At Nebraska, we just fucking decided to use him like a running back because I don't know, fucking Scott Frost, stupid motherfucker sometimes. God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I see your side of it, but I can see the other side of it too. At the time, I was not irate yelling at the TV about it.
As soon as he made the decision, I knew Iowa was losing the game. And I bet Iowa to win that game. And I was like, this is a lock. And then he elects to punt. And I'm like, okay, well, this is done.
Yeah, I had hope. I guess looking at it from percentage wise, I would have said that we had like a 55% chance of winning it we win and a 50% chance of winning if we didn't. So I'm not going to be too upset about it.
That's fair.
Like,
That's fair. I feel like you'd be more upset if this was a more premier bowl matchup. Like if this was the Rose Bowl, I feel like you want to be aggressive.
Yeah, that's fair. I could see that call there too. And I don't with the team we had this year, I was okay with him putting it on the defense because that was the strength of the team this year, far and away. I mean, Iowa's defense is always better than their offense, I would say. Just
but
generally.
Your other strength, I always feel, is like your offensive line.
Yeah, and
your center was still in there, right? Like your dude center was in there. Well, was he not? I thought he came in for that drive.
I did not see him come back in. He went to the locker room.
Oh, fuck. Okay, then that does change things a little bit because that offense was totally different.
The best center in the country.
Like, yes. Yeah. I still would have gone for it, but that does change it a little bit. The one of many negative things I'll say about Kirk Ferentz is that the dude has never seen a punt he doesn't like. He loves to just like punt. It's classic Big Ten, and it works. Like most of the time, it works. They won the fucking Big Ten West.
And the other thing is, we have a top 5 punter in the nation. I mean, that one got away from him, and it turned into a touchback. But that guy has been ridiculous at putting people inside the 10 all year.
How mad do you think Kirk Ferentz is that he didn't get Matt Araiza? Like, he didn't find him. The best punter of all time.
I don't know, because old Kirk loves his punters, and we love him for it. Because, it's just I can't remember his name now, but that punter, he has just been ridiculous, and he makes the ball do weird things. I have seen him land a ball at the half-yard line out at the 2. Like, it landed at the half-yard line and went out of bounds at the 2. That's how much spin this puts on shit. And that one, it took a weird bounce and straight into the end zone. And I mean, it is what, because I mean, that's the other thing. If our punter nails a punt like he has been, I want like 80% of the time all year, and puts them inside the 5, that's a whole different ball game. I realize it's only 15 yards when they're trying to go all the way down the field, but still, that's a huge. The difference between inside the 5 and starting at the 20 is a big deal.
It's a big difference. It's a big difference.
So that, all in all, I wasn't too upset with it. I definitely see your point, and it's just like I said, 54 versus 50. Like,
I would just always go. Like, this is just my personal opinion. I would always rather my coach just go for it in that scenario and be aggressive. Even if we don't get it, I still love the decision.
That's fair.
But I am like one of the guys, take what I say in that regard with a little bit of a caveat, because I am one of those guys that will always go for it in any scenario. Like, if Iowa was on their own 20, I would have said to go for it, let alone
midfield.
Let alone midfield.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to lie. When I first saw the punt team come out, I'm like, what the hell? And then I thought about it a minute. I'm just like, well, this could work out. I wasn't like you, where you were really assumed Iowa lost the game. Once the punt went into the end zone, I was a lot more nervous. And then we all saw what happened. But overall, I was not disappointed in the game. I thought they played well. Lindenbaum throwing a block for the tight end at the line was like the 40, and they threw it out to the tight end, and Lindenbaum was throwing a block at the 5-yard line to get him into the end zone.
Yeah, that was awesome.
He ran 35 yards downfield to make a block, and
that was awesome.
God, that guy's a stud. I understand that this might be because I'm an Iowa guy, but I have never seen a highlight reel from an offensive lineman blocking 2+ players on one play as I saw it from Lindenbaum this year.
I think the best offensive lineman highlight reel I ever saw was Quentin Nelson or Quentin whatever from Notre Dame.
Okay, yep.
Like pre-draft, before he went on to the Colts, his like Notre Dame highlight footage was fucking insane.
Yeah, I can't. Just every game there'd be at least one running play where Lindenbaum was coming off the ball, smashing the guy in front of him, and then running downfield and getting at least one more.
He's very good at doing my favorite thing that linemen do, and that's like when a lineman has legs and can run, and they run downfield and throw a block. That's one of the best things on during a game. It's one of the best things you can see.
Yeah. Gerald Kramer. You probably don't know who that was. He was an offensive lineman for Vince Lombardi in the Bart Starr days. And I know about this guy just because he wrote a really good book. And I read his book multiple times. But I can't remember who it was against. But he said he got two guys with one block in the open field. And that getting two guys on the same play is the equivalent of a touchdown for an offensive lineman.
It's fucking glorious.
And that has always stuck with me. I mean, I'm a big O-line guy. I love linemen.
Same.
But,
I love the Hogs, dude.
Yeah, give them to me all the time. That's just something about that I always kind of watch for is when linemen can get multiple blocks in on a play. And it's ever since I read that book, which is first time I read it was when I was like 11, I think. So the vast majority of my intelligent football watching life, I have been looking for that. And you love to see it.
Damn right I do.
Do we want to get into some gambling?
I think we can get into some gambling. You want to talk a little NFL playoffs first?
NFL. The Bears are not in the playoffs.
No, neither are the Dolphins. The Dolphins got knocked out by the Chargers winning and the Dolphins losing.
The one interesting thing I did see is that if who's Jacksonville playing this week? The Colts.
They're playing the Colts, yes.
Yeah. So if Jacksonville beats the Colts and the Raiders and Chargers tie, they both get in.
I thought if the Raiders and Chargers tie at all, they're both in. But Jacksonville has to
win.
Okay. Because otherwise, it's
the Jacksonville Colts game is early.
It's early. It's an early game. I can't get behind this Jacksonville team at all. But that'd be hilarious. That'd be a fucking hilarious thing if it happens.
Well, and it was being floated out there on Twitter. So I say on Twitter. I'm not citing Ian Rappaport or anybody.
Just some dude on Twitter.
It was put out there on Twitter that the Chargers and Raiders could agree to tie the game.
The only thing I don't want to see is I don't really want the Steelers in the playoffs.
No, I mean
I don't want to see Big Ben again. I think he's.
It's a good story, but he's done, man. He's just
so done. He's so done.
And I don't think. How do they even get in?
Well, they're still technically on the bubble. What I think has to happen is Chargers beat the Raiders and the Colts lose and the Steelers win. I think the Colts are out. The Steelers are in.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
And because if the Colts lose and the Chargers win, basically, actually, even if the Chargers lose, that just means the Raiders are in the Chargers. So if the Colts lose, I think the winner of the Steelers-Ravens game is in, as well as the winner of the Chargers-Raiders game. So I think because the Raiders, Steelers, and Ravens are all on the bubble.
Yeah. So the Chargers are in right now, but they have to win to keep their spot.
Yeah, Chargers are winning, they're in. Raiders are winning, they're in. Lose, they're out. Either of those teams lose, they're out. The Colts are winning, they're in. Lose, and they're out. And then the Steelers have to win. Steelers and Ravens each have to win in that game. And then the winner of that game needs the Colts to lose.
Yeah, holy shit, that's complicated.
The NFC is way easier. The NFC is just way easier. The 49ers are in if they win or if the Saints lose. The Saints have to win and they have to have the 49ers lose, I believe. That's all the NFC is. That's all the weird shit in the NFC.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's
It's way easier over there. in the NFC than the AFC. Because the only team on the bubble is the Saints.
9-8. Do the Saints have a tiebreaker on the Niners? They must, because they'd both be 9-8 if the Niners lose and the Saints win.
I think they do have a tiebreaker.
Okay.
Or maybe it's like a divisional thing where their division beat someone. I don't fucking know. But all I just know is if the Saints win and the Niners lose, the Saints are in.
Gotcha. Yeah, but if the Niners win, then they're in because they'll be 10-7.
Yep, Niners win and they're in.
How ridiculous is that the Cowboys and the Eagles are both in?
It's gross. I mean, it makes sense. Like, the Eagles are probably one of my biggest surprises of this entire year. The Eagles and the Bengals have surprised me more than anybody.
Yeah, no, I seriously thought the Bengals were another year before they were going to be a playoff team.
Dude, Joe Burrow's so fucking good. I love Joe Burrow so much.
Jamar Chase,
he's locked up offensive rookie of the year. Locked it up.
Jamar Chase is the MVP of my fantasy team. Like, far and away.
God, he's good.
Just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I didn't make the playoffs, but yeah, he was far and away the best.
The very funny thing is I think if they do, I think if the Saints, I wonder what position the Saints would be in. If they take the 49ers spot, then I think that puts them, I wonder if that puts them over the Eagles. In that case, if they're above the Eagles, they would play the Buccaneers in the first round of the playoffs, which would be hilarious. Because the Saints are 2-0 against the Bucs this year.
Yeah, well, but the Eagles would have to lose to the Cowboys.
The Cowboys are pretty good.
But it's going to be a meaningless game is the problem.
True, and I guess
the Cowboys have clinched their division. The Eagles have clinched the playoff spot, regardless.
The Cowboys have clinched their division, but they could still end up playing like the Rams or I guess you have to play a good team no matter fucking what. Maybe they can end up playing the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, well, you look at the top 5 in the NFC is Packers, Rams, Bucks, Cowboys, Cardinals. Pick your fucking poison, man.
Yeah, dude, the NFC is freaking loaded.
I mean, so I don't really think positioning is going to matter that much.
Do you want to know something? We can use this as a transition into betting. Not only do I already have a Packers ticket from the preseason, I just now got me a Titans and a Bengals ticket.
Nice. I don't think. Let me see here. I'm gonna
Dude,
check.
The Titans are getting Derrick Henry back.
Nice. I had not heard that.
I mean, it's not confirmed, but his timeline was saying round 1 of the playoffs he should be likely.
Man, that'd be nice. So on my preseason outrights, I have the Bills, who are still alive, the Patriots, who are still alive, the Dolphins, who are not, and the Colts, who are not. Oh, wait, the Colts are – never mind, the Colts are there. So the Colts are still alive.
Cool.
So, yeah, 3 out of 4 are alive. The Bills was a heart pick. And the other 3 were based on, I can't remember, I think it was week 14 buys. Because the last 4 Super Bowl winners or some shit like that had a week 14 buy. So
I think I remember you telling me that.
So Patriots, Dolphins, Colts, and I can't remember I think the 4th team might have been the Eagles, and I passed on including them because I didn't think they had any chance at all.
That would be crazy. Dude, if the Eagles win, that's absolutely bananas. There's no fucking way.
What else do we got?
Right now, where I'm seeing,
I need the Bucks to lose also, because that will push a bet. Because I had over under at 12 on them, and I bet the under.
Right now, I'm seeing the Eagles at plus 2,500 just to win the NFC.
Yeah, I could see that. So, but I did win some money off the Packers going over on their win total. So
I hope the Packers win the Super Bowl. I know that would suck for you as a Bears fan, but I have a ticket plus 1,500 on the Packers that I made in July.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. They've surprised me. They've been a lot better than I thought they were going to be this year. I mean, obviously they're on top of the NFC, and Shout out Anthony Conover of Unwrapped Sports. He said that if the Packers don't win the Super Bowl this year, they aren't ever going to win.
I don't think that. I mean, with Aaron Rodgers, I don't think they're ever going to win. Each quarterback they bring in, they're going to win at least one Super Bowl.
That seems to be the trend. But he was pointing out that the AFC has just been they've been cannibalizing themselves all year. It's just a shit show over there. And you look at the NFC side, I mean, like Cowboys. I mean, we all know what the Cowboys' recent playoff history is. And by recent, I mean post 90s.
Dude, the NFC is like there's so many teams that are in a weird scenario that like if they play their best game, they can beat anybody. I'd put the Cowboys in that category. Like if they play their best game, they could beat anybody. Yeah, but so could the Packers easily. Yeah. And the Cowboys don't usually play their best game recently.
Yeah, the Bucks and the Rams maybe, and they'd only have to get through one of those two teams.
I don't trust the Bucks this year. I mean, maybe that's stupid of me for doubting Tom Brady, but I think that like Antonio Brown's out, Mike Evans is out. I don't know, man. Like Leonard Fournette's out.
Up on the Antonio Brown shit.
Yeah, it's kind of it's wild.
It's wild. It's crazy. I don't even know. Like at first, I just figured it was AB being AB, but this whole trying to make him play hurt thing, and he released his text messages today, so it's looking like it might be legit.
I have no idea what this guy. I got an email sent to me about like all the drama that he's done throughout his life. Yeah, like, I don't know. You can't always fully trust AB.
Oh no, not, and I didn't. But then he started dropping text messages and shit. I'm just like, holy shit.
But then the Bucks were saying he was like medically cleared to play.
Yep.
So until like we actually get some proof, it's just a he said.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess I was more shocked that it turned into a he said thing, because I just like what happened. I'm just like, well, there's AB being AB. He's done. And now it's like, oh, well, maybe he had real reason to be AB.
Ooh,
maybe. I don't
maybe
know,
the first time maybe this is the first time that AB had a reason to be AB.
That could be. You can't rule it out. I mean, default position by default is to believe the Bucks, but there's some shit coming out. We'll have to see. It's going to be interesting if he actually drops an MRI that shows his ankle is shattered in like 8 pieces or whatever the fuck he said it was.
You know what the craziest thing would be? Is if he drops an MRI and does show it, but it shows it like the MRI is dated after the game.
Yeah.
Like he does it like he just did it to himself just to make it true.
Blue Mountain State style.
I know, right?
You got to do both ankles. They can still make me play if it's only one.
I'm ready for some bets now. Let's fucking do this.
Yes. Get some bets going.
We still have football.
We still have football. We're going to start off college. Give me North Dakota State -7.5.
You think they're reclaiming?
I like it. I like North Dakota State. They were my most hated team when when I was big into UNI, which I'm still into UNI. I still follow them. I still like them. But my sister was in the football marching band, so I went to a lot of games and shit for a stretch, and I hated North Dakota State for that stretch. I like them. Man,
yeah, it's hard to fade them here. I like them too. I like them -7.5. And I like Montana State a lot. I just think it's when they're like. I'll fade North Dakota State up until the championship game sometimes, but once they get to Frisco, I just can't. They just win when they get there. It just happens.
100%. And then the other one, Georgia Bama. I like Georgia -3, and I like the over.
I love the over.
I think. Yeah, I think Georgia's going to have to score. I got it at 52, and that's low.
That's where I'm seeing it too.
Yeah, that seems incredibly low.
I made the bet earlier. I'm going to make it again. I cannot not hammer Alabama on the money line here. Like what How often do you get Nick Saban as a dog? And like, yeah, if they like, I don't know, man. If they go up in the game, I'm gonna just have to live bet Georgia a little bit just to hedge, maybe. But I can't. Like, I did it once. I took Georgia in the SEC championship game like a fucking buffoon, and I just can't. That's just gnawing at me.
Yeah, I don't.
I can't.
I don't know.
This is a tough one.
And I'm really thinking that the Georgia game, the Georgia Alabama championship game, you cannot tell me that it wasn't fixed.
Ooh, that's okay. If that's your logic, then definitely maybe take Georgia here.
Sorry, I apparently I wasn't clear enough earlier. That's what I was kind of getting at with the SEC.
I talked about it with my friend, and I think it's the fact that like Kirby Smart just tries to be so much like Nick Saban that Nick Saban just knows his every move, and like any like defense that Kirby Smart is going to drum up, Nick Saban basically invented it for him. So like he just knows everything he's going to do. More than any other Saban disciple, I think Kirby Smart is like set up to fail against Alabama.
Gotcha. Yeah, and Saban does have a really good record against former assistant coaches, but
one loss. He has one loss. But you're also going with the juju that like Nick Saban has never won back-to-back national championships.
Yeah, and
which is a crazy stat when you think about it.
And with the whole fix thing, it's like I'm not saying it was, but I find it perfectly believable that it was. I think it's a very real possibility. I have no proof. I have no reason to state that this
you have
is
your gut. That's all you need.
But Georgia's just smoked everybody this year. And then Alabama, a team that could barely beat Auburn's backup quarterback the week before, comes in and just like is magically better than the best team in the country.
I think that's the Nick Saban factor, dude. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I hate Nick Saban, but he very much has my respect as probably the most talented coach in college football since Bear Bryant. Maybe I don't know. I don't even know like what name to put on that. But yeah, I mean, he has my respect as a very good coach. But I don't. And if it would have just been like one off game and they'd been great the rest of the year, but I find it hard to believe that a coach could be that good to turn his team around that much in one.
Also, though, when you think about it, like Alabama was buying away the best offense Georgia faced all fucking year.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like that's one of the reasons Georgia dominated is they didn't really face any particularly strong offenses.
Yep, that's fair. Oh, let's see. What else do we get? Oh, and then we got NFL.
Fuck yeah, we got NFL, dude. Last week of the regular season. This is where chaos happens in the NFL because you never know who's sitting, what teams are carrying, like which teams have the 1 seed locked up. Like I think Kansas City's going to care because I think they're still in a fight. Like if the Titans lose, I think KC could still get the 1 seed.
Yeah, but do you think they're going to cover 11.5?
Against Denver? Fuck no, I don't. Oh, yeah. Wait. It's a Drew Lock Denver.
Ooh, that changes a little bit. But
and
also breaking news today for the Bears at the Vikings, Justin Fields has been placed on the COVID reserve list.
I saw that. It sucks. That's lame. That blows. Is Kirk Cousins out of the COVID list now?
I would assume so. I mean, I don't know. Carson Wentz played the same week he was on.
Yeah, because the NFL are doing they changed their rules. It's only 5 days now.
Well, yeah, because that's what the CDC says now.
Yeah, so I think Kirk Cousins should be fine.
Yeah,
so he'll be playing.
I believe Kirk Cousins will be playing.
Kirk Cousins non-primetime game. I'm going to take the Vikings -5.5. But actually, I don't know because the Bears are on a little bit of a hot streak.
Yeah, I would lean Vikings money line on that.
Yes, because
I don't know about 5.5 points.
The Vikings like are terrible about playing like cover games. They play in close nail biter games.
Yeah, didn't they have? I mean, they probably still do, but I know even like week 9 or whatever, they had the most one-score games out of everybody in the NFL by like 2 games. Like they had two more than the next closest person.
I think it's even more now.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I would not.
I actually
would
agree
not
with you.
lean on them to cover. What else is interesting? Steelers at Ravens. That's a
playoff game.
Yeah, it's definitely a playoff game.
So if you want to just bet on the game
last game,
if you want to bet on the games that mean something for the postseason, I would bet A, that game. B, the other biggest one is the Chargers Raiders.
Yeah, give me the Raiders.
Rams 49ers. But the Rams aren't really playing for much. And then the Saints Falcons.
Yep.
But the Rams aren't really playing for anything. Then you have Kansas City, the Chiefs, Broncos, because the Chiefs are playing for the 1 seed. But the Titans are playing the Texans. So
so we're going to start. Chargers Raiders is the game that mostly matters.
That's the game that matters the most, in my opinion. And I'm actually going to be rolling with the Las Vegas Raiders.
Give me the Raiders money line there. And then the Pittsburgh. I got to find it again. Pittsburgh, Baltimore. I got to take Baltimore in Baltimore. I'm just going straight money lines here.
I'm trying to think of who their quarterback is.
It's not Lamar?
No, he's still out, I think. Starting QB.
Okay, you got it.
It's Tyler Huntley. I think it's Tyler Huntley.
I'll give me Huntley.
I like Huntley too. I'll take the -4 even. Ravens defense has been stepping up.
Okay, then there were 2 other ones that mattered. Where are we at here? Colts, Jacksonville, kind of, but
that one does. Like the Colts
but
do need
only
to win.
If the Colts lose. And I don't know. The Colts are -1051. Like
minus 15.5. Jacksonville sucks so bad.
And then what other ones matter for the playoff? Green Bay Lions don't matter. Bengals Browns, does that have implications?
No, because the Bengals.
The Browns are out.
Browns are out, and the Bengals. I don't think they can move.
No, the Bengals are. Yeah, they've clinched their division. So
yeah, I think
they're
locked up
they're
where they're
10-6. Yeah, so I mean, if the Chiefs and the Titans lose, then it's a 3-way tie for first. But I would assume that the Bengals would have the tiebreakers there.
The Bengals would against the Chiefs. I don't know if they would against the Titans.
Yeah. Interesting. So, yeah, I mean, I guess that could kind of matter. So, basically, there's 2 games that matter.
49ers Rams also.
Oh, 49ers Rams.
Yeah, it matters for the 49ers.
Yes. Where's that one at? What are you seeing for a spread on that?
I'm seeing 4.5 in favor of the Rams, which I'm going to take.
I'm going to take the Niners on the money line. So, those 3 games that matter: Raiders, Chargers, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Niners, Rams. If you take all money line, take Raiders, Ravens, and Niners, it gives you plus 857.
Which ones were it? It was the Ravens.
Taking the Ravens over the Steelers, the Niners over the Rams, and the Raiders over the Chargers.
Niners over Rams. I'm going to add to that. I'm going to add the Saints over the Falcons. I'm actually going to switch that to the Rams because I'm just going to go with the playoff scenario. And then I'm going to do the Texans. No, I'm not going to do the Texans. I'm going to do that. The Chiefs. I'll sprinkle in some like for sure thing money lines in there.
I'll take the Saints money line on that, and I'm just going to leave it at 4 because that gives me plus 1,374. So if basically for the layman, if you bet 10, you win 140 almost.
Also, just because I want this to happen, I want to manifest reality. I'm going to bet the Dolphins money line plus 229.
And who they got?
They're playing the Patriots in Miami.
Okay, and the Patriots are clinched. And could they win the division? Oh, they can win the division because they're tied with the Bills. So the Bills and the Patriots are playing for the division.
I mean, I don't think so because I think the Bills have the tiebreaker, don't they?
Well, yeah, but if the Patriots win and the Bills lose, then the tiebreaker doesn't matter. But the Bills are playing the Jets at
they are
Jets
playing
at
the
home.
Jets.
They are playing. Never mind.
You never know. I hope they both lose. I hope the Jets and the Dolphins upset. Actually, I don't care because I hate the Jets too. I just hope the Patriots lose to the Dolphins.
Yeah,
that's all I want.
I'm a big fan of the Patriots losing.
Everyone should be.
As everyone should be, yes. Okay, so let's see. Anything else look even? I almost like Philly at plus 175.
True, but I don't know if they're really playing for anything. Like they might be one of those teams that sits people. Like that's just gonna be a game where they both.
I mean,
both those teams are just gonna be sitting everybody.
Yeah,
but fucking where's that at? Where's the game?
Where the fuck? I think that's an under game, 43.5.
Maybe, but also you have to remember if they're sitting everybody, that means the one and only Gardner Minshew is probably going to play.
That is very true.
And I fucking love the Eagles if he's playing.
I'm going to sprinkle it. Not much. I'm just going to throw a little sprinkle on there at them at plus 175 based on the fact that Minshew might be playing.
I'm going to throw a little sprinkle on the Bears too.
I don't hate that. That's a plus 195.
It's pretty good.
And this game. So the Bears have sucked this year and can't win a game to save their lives. Roquan Smith got his 100th career sack and his 18th on the year, which set a new franchise record for sacks in a year.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. Also, we missed a game that actually means something. Cardinals Seahawks means something because if the 49ers win and the Cardinals win, the Cardinals clinch that division. That division's between the Rams and the Cardinals.
Oh. So let's see here. Cardinals. There's just so much shit on the NFC side that means something.
Because right now the only teams that have that don't have the division clinched is the NFC West, and then I think almost it's just the AFC East.
Yeah, because AFC East is going to be Patriots or Bills.
Yeah, and then the NFC West is Rams or Cardinals.
Yeah, because the Packers got the Central, Bucks got theirs, Cowboys
Packers got theirs, Bucks got theirs, Cowboys got theirs.
Sorry, the North. Packers got the North.
You can call it the Central. It's fine.
Cowboys got the East. So, yeah, we're just waiting on the West, which is probably the toughest. Well, if not it's definitely one of the two toughest divisions in the NFL. So that's not surprising. Yeah, because the Rams,
4 teams in it are going to be fucking try-harding too.
Do the Cardinals have the tiebreaker on that?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think they do.
Because if the Cardinals win and the Rams lose, then they're both 12-5.
Oh, then yeah. I think the Cardinals.
But it doesn't have that the Rams clinched yet either. So I would assume there has to be a way for the Cardinals to win it.
So let's go through their season real quick. Yep. So they beat the Rams straight up once. And they've both beaten each other.
Okay, well that's where I'm kind of surprised that the Rams haven't clinched then because even
I think if they both
how
beat
did
each other, is it a point differential thing? Because that doesn't matter either. Oh, yeah, if it's a point differential, if they both beat each other, then the Cardinals have that.
okay, so that's maybe why the Rams haven't clinched yet. They have to win, or the Cardinals have to lose.
Yeah, because if the Cardinals lose, then the Rams, I think, take it.
Yeah, because then
Yeah.
then even if the Rams lose, they'll be 12-5, and the Cardinals will
Yep.
be 11-6.
So the Cardinals need to win. They need the Rams to lose. Not only would that open the Saints to get into the playoffs, that would also open the Cardinals to win the division.
Yes, and I would assume would they get a 2 seed, 3
They
seed
would
at least?
they would probably get the 3 seed.
Yeah,
That'd move the Bucks up to the 2 seed. They'd probably
gotcha.
hop the Cowboys.
Yeah, man, this is gonna be a crazy playoff run.
It's gonna be awesome. This year of the NFL has been nuts.
Yeah, it just because when you said let's talk NFL playoffs a little bit when we were discussing the pregame, I'm like, holy shit, I gotta look at the picture because teams have been moving around so much outside of the Packers being. I'm not even sure what's going on.
Yeah, the Packers have kind of like cinched their division for like what feels like a month now.
Yeah, because I mean the Bears obviously had a down year. The Vikings aren't good. The Lions aren't good.
Yeah.
I mean the only good thing the Lions had going for them was Matthew Stafford, and they traded him for a worse quarterback. So
hey, the Lions are also probably going to be the second team pick in the draft.
Yeah, get somebody to help out. Oh, which one do they have? They don't have Hawkinson.
They have a good receiver. They have one of my favorite rookie receivers in Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yep, and they got T.J. Hawkinson.
True,
that guy's a stud, but
True.
they need to do something to up the team there. Okay, real quick, put together the parlay and we'll see where we're at. I'm skipping Kansas City Broncos because the money line is stupid on that. Give me the Eagles. Washington football team at the Giants. I'm not sure why the Giants are 7-point favorites on this.
That's actually. Are they? The football team. I'm seeing the football team.
Oh, sorry. I was reading that backwards. It's been a long day.
I feel
Never mind. Give me the football team. All right. Colts at Jaguars. We're going to try to stay away because the spread's too big. Bears, Vikings. Give me my Bears. I think this is the game to do it. Titans, Texans. I think I'm going to have to mix some of these in, and the odds aren't as bad as they are on some of the other ones. So give me the Titans money line. It's only minus 530, unlike minus 1,000 like the other one. Steelers, Ravens. I'll take the Ravens. Packers, Lions. I might skip that. I'm skipping that one for now. I might have to come back to it.
Skip it.
That's going to be rough.
Skip it.
Yeah. Give me the Bengals at plus. I don't know. They don't have backups though.
Who's their backup QB?
It's not Andy Dalton because the Bears are paying him $10 million fucking dollars.
That's a wound we don't need to reopen. He's the Bears starting quarterback this week, isn't he? It's between him and Foles.
Most likely. Yeah.
You know what they should do? If I were the
expensive
Bengals,
quarterback room in the league in Chicago.
That's fucking bananas to me. If I were the Bengals, it's Brandon Allen, by the way. Brandon Allen's their backup. If I were the Bengals, I would just call the QB mercenary Josh Johnson. He'll play it out for like no rest. He played for the Jets and the Ravens this year.
Fuck it. Let's go. Oh.
Make it three. Make it 3 teams in 1 year, Josh. Please. That'd be amazing.
Give me the Cardinals over the Seahawks in Arizona. Cardinals playing for the division. I like that. I would love for MVPJ to come in and lead Carolina to a win over Tampa. and I need it to happen for my season bet, but I don't see it playing in
If
Tampa.
he gets the start, the Panthers are winning. But if he gets brought in because Cam and Darnold just suck, they're losing. PJ Walker, undefeated as a professional starting quarterback.
So we're going Tampa Bay there just because I have not seen that they are starting MVPJ. So give me the Patriots. I'm sorry, I have to. Give me the Raiders. How many legs am I up to now? So I need 2 more games. Oh. Niners at Los Angeles.
That's a tough one.
Packers at Lions is a tough one.
The 49ers don't have Jimmy G, so
that's a plus. Colts. I'll take the Colts and Kansas City, even though they're bigger favorites. I don't see either of them getting upset. And with these, bet 10 to win $1,981.
I like that.
Even with the favorites in there. So we have Philly over Dallas, Washington football team over the Giants, Bears over Vikings, Titans over the Texans, Ravens over the Steelers, Saints over the Falcons, Cardinals over the Seahawks, Buccaneers over the Panthers, Patriots over the Dolphins. I'm sorry. Raiders, Raiders over the Chargers, Colts over Jacksonville, and the Chiefs over the Broncos.
Here is mine that I have set up. While you were doing that, I did a little bit of my own. I love what you have. Just a couple changes here. I got the Chiefs money line, Ravens money line, Colts money line, Rams, Cardinals, Saints, Raiders, and the Dolphins.
Gonna throw the Dolphins in there.
Plus 4,400, bet 10, win $440.
I don't hate that one either.
The only other team I would add, I bet them solo. I might do this exact same parlay, but add one more. I would add the Bears money line over the Vikings. Spice it up a little bit.
I like that. I don't know why. I like the Bears this week.
I do too, dude. I do too.
I mean, Nagy's getting fired. The team knows it. There's a bunch of guys playing for contracts, and they know they got to show something to a new head coach. Rumor came out today. Very, very much rumor. Not the Nagy news is pretty well confirmed, but Pace might be going too. So not only are these players losing the head coach that brought them in, they're going to lose the GM that brought them in. So, I mean, a lot of these guys that are playing for contract, looking at free agency or whatever, they're going to be playing for a spot on the team. So
I like that move too, because I hate these teams that are like firing the head coach but keeping the GM, or like firing the GM but keeping the coach. You got to do both.
I disagree with that. I mean,
well, you got to if you fire. So my take is if you fire the GM, you got to fire the coach too. Maybe not the other way around. Maybe you can fire the coach and keep the GM. But if you can let the GM go, you got to let the coach. Yeah, if you let the GM go, you got to let the coach go too.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I'm fairly ambivalent on Pace. I would not be upset if he stayed, but I'm not going to be super upset if he gets let go either. Because Pace, you can make really good arguments for and against what he's done in Chicago. He's had a couple of first round busts. They've got some salary cap issues due to contracts that he gave out, but he has also found a lot of really good talent.
It's true.
So it's just kind of a two-sided coin there, and I really think that if we had a coach that knew how to coach, we'd be sitting with Mitchell Trubisky as our current quarterback and possibly a Super Bowl, and if not a Super Bowl, deep playoff runs.
Perhaps one NFC championship.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
I've got my other parlay here. This is the last
okay.
bit I'm betting. Here
What
it
we
is.
got?
It's my major degen parlay. It's the Saints. These are all money lines. Saints, Raiders, Rams, Ravens, Colts, Bears, Dolphins, Chiefs, Titans, Cardinals, plus 16,000. So bet 10, win 1,600.
That is spicy, and I love it.
It's a spicy meatball to end the season.
I am all for it. I feel better. I have a bunch of. I'm back up to 12 pending bets, and I was down to like 3. So I'm feeling better now.
I have a bunch right now. Just wait, because when we're done with this, I don't feel confident in any of these plays right now. I need to do a little bit more research, so I don't want to give out the plays to our lovely viewers. I'm gonna bet so much college basketball tonight for tomorrow.
I have not gotten into college basketball yet. Get through like post Super Bowl is where I really like that last month when shit's getting real is where I really start
very in. Hey, you know what's going to be that is getting your futures in for the USFL, buddy.
Yes. I'm excited. Coaches came out today. Football never stops.
Okay, last little bit. What'd you think of the coaches? Honest opinion.
I thought they were all right. I haven't done like a deep dive on any of them, but
I don't like the Sumlin hire. I'm like, on
that
him.
one.
But
I was kind of. There's not any that I was like super. I'm more excited about the fact that they announced coaches.
I like Mike Riley.
The coaches are.
I do like Mike Riley. I will say that.
That was a solid one. And we'll have to see. I mean, I don't know. A lot of these guys, there's so much good and bad with them. Like you can make the argument either way.
It's fair.
So it's just kind of like, let's see what they do. I'm more excited that this is actually happening. Like for sure.
I'm fucking hype.
Like we got coaches
going up.
We got dates for the player selection day.
Yeah, because all the players have to go, like they have to be under contract in order to get selected. So I've had some players message me like their contracts and whatnot, just to like show that they're gonna be in it.
Nice. We might be never mind. I'm not gonna tease anything right now.
Don't tease shit. Don't tease nothing. Don't give them nothing.
All right.
No more bet in me.
Where can the people find you?
Y'all can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at XFL Gym. I just came out with my New Year's video. I'm going to be posting my like long form takes on the gymnasium every Sunday at 8 p.m. You can find me over at Better Than Vegas making gambling picks. I'm going to start fucking ramping up with college basketball, NFL, all this bullshit. Let's go. Let's fucking do it. Spring football is coming, boys. I'm fucking ready for it.
All right. And you can find me at Garrett from Iowa on the Twitter and the TikTok and the Getter. I don't know if you've heard about Getter, but it's like an alternative to Twitter. I'm just my goal is to break into the sports and gambling world on Getter. And by break into, I mean create it. That's what I'm going to try to do with my Getter.
You will be the entire sports.
Right now, I do believe that I am the only sports account on Twitter on Getter.
Nice.
So, but we're going to try to break into a new market with that. So you can find this show. I mean, I'll have the link up and everything on Getter. Follow me at Garrett from Iowa. And ignore all the politics. Anyway, thank you all for watching. We love you all, and we will see you next time.
Peace.